Thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to jump on a call real quick. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
You just had your first amateur fight recently, April 6th here, against a very tough opponent, Jessica Heisen, or however you say her name, but you won via TKO in the second round. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to get the first win?
Actually, honestly, it feels really, really good. Actually, because I didn't know what it felt like to be in like closed in a cage. Timed as well. I mean, I've competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments, but like being timed and forcefully being in a vulnerable situation, I was having these nervous moods, and like the whole week I had like these moods like, oh my gosh, I'm ready, then I'm not, I'm ready, I'm not. And then once it got closer, I felt a lot more confident. And after she hit me, I like came right back at her. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
I want more, and it was a lot of fun. It was a
So what
lot.
made you do that transition? Because you've done a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments.
Yeah.
What made you decide to kind of go to MMA?
Well, I mean, because like when I was playing basketball and soccer games, like I always get this aggressive feeling, and you can't push people or get aggressive because it's not allowed.
Yeah.
And I figured, I was good at wrestling, and I just decided maybe MMA might be my sport, and I loved
Sure.
it. After that fight, I was like, holy cow, like I want more. Like even though if I lost, I was still able to come back and not finish my first fight of a loss, but come back. And I figured out after the fight, I have some things I need to learn, obviously, because like I was my first fight, and back to doing sports, like I would get aggressive. And I figured doing it legally, in MMA, you can punch people. I mean,
Right.
but not out of anger, but like out of love. And because like I'm very passionate with this sport, extremely, because there's a lot of learning. Like each day of sparring rounds, you get 1% better,
Right.
out of it. Some rounds don't go your way, obviously, because maybe that day was a bad start, but like you come back the next day stronger. And
Yeah.
it's like a series of puzzles and events that always adds up at the end. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about the sport. It's an ongoing journey. It's not like a basketball game, it's like end of the season. It's like ongoing. You're always, working hard throughout those months, and then the big show comes, and
Yeah.
it's like a gradual change, and that's what I love about the sport. It's not just soccer or basketball, because I love soccer and basketball, but this sport is completely different,
Yeah. And I realized this was just your first amateur fight, but do you have a goal date in mind to go pro, or is that the
Oh,
goal?
yes. This is just the beginning. Coach Shan, he's like one of my coaches, but I was doing Wim to Warrior program, and because I was doing so well, gradually, advancing, they like 3 weeks notice, I believe, they told me I'm going to do an amateur fight, not do the fight in Wim to Warrior, because I was advancing really well. And so they gave me a big opportunity, and I was like extremely grateful, because I've been working so hard for like a year and 2 months just to be able to have a fight, see how it goes. And
Yeah.
Coach Jan like told me, after this fight, he's going to look for more cards, and I'm extremely excited because I want more and more. And part about this sport is like a patience, it's really
Right.
hard sometimes because you gotta have patience, but
Any dates in mind right now of when us fans can see you back in the cage?
so I went down to Fusion Fight League to watch their fights this weekend.
Yeah.
Diesel's last ride, and Terrell, he like was really excited. He wants me on the show. I'm just putting the cards for my coaches. I'll let them decide. Like I'm ready whenever, but I know I need to work on some striking for maybe getting another fight. I mean, but just giving it to my coaches and let them decide when the next fight. But I know Coach Dan was telling me he's looking for a card either July or May or August. They're having like these cards coming up, so
Okay, awesome.
I'm just excited which one he's gonna have me in. But I know Fusion is looking for a 145 champ, and that's what I fight at. So
there you go. Awesome.
That's exciting.
Oh, how much confidence does it give you training with Marnik Mann, who she made her pro debut? She won via knockout, right?
She's just amazing. She's a role model. Like,
Yeah.
There's countless times and nights after training, I would be like, Marnik, I can't do this. It's so tiring. Like, I'm like having emotional breakdowns, and like she's always there, just right by my side, telling me, if round doesn't not go every time, and she's always just light in that spirit. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, I don't know. I mean, I have passionate for the sport, but like it's very emotional, sometimes. As a female doing MMA, not so much maybe for a male because like it's a dominant sport. But yeah, Marnik, I'm so excited for her. That was impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like I was warming up with her in the back before, because I was starting off the main card after the intermission. I was watching her like get ready. I'm like, holy shit, she's gonna knock someone out. Like she was all getting ready. So awesome.
That is awesome. You had mentioned before you've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments for a long time. What age did you start training?
Honestly, when I was 22.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so like a year and 2 months now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Last year I've had 2 tournaments. I've came home with medals. Definitely a different experience because you had like 10 matches and you had to make weight the whole day. It's not like a fight. You can make weight for the night and then eat.
Yeah.
I love that part. I don't have to make. Oh my gosh, that was exciting. I had a very good experience. Coach Jan wanted me to experience a tournament, having a drill and dump. Before a fight.
Yeah.
So get the feeling what it's like for a tournament, and I did obviously well, and now I got a shot of amateur fight. It was so exciting.
One thing I love about following you on social media is everything you post is super positive and awesome. How do you stay so positive?
I've not had struggles, but like going back to like positive podcasts, just listening before I go to bed. I'll listen to a positive podcast, to refresh the mind. Because, I come home, after training, and it's like, oh, it's a lot. Also work, and just listening to something positive before going to bed and waking up refreshed is like the best feeling ever. Also adding into yoga.
Okay.
Recently, actually, I'm dealing with like not necessarily a medical problem, but just off the mats for a week or so. But I found yoga very beneficial, finding your inner body. And so I'll be back on the mats and probably next week.
Okay.
But just taking some time off. I got a little damage on my stomach from my knee shots from the fight.
Yeah.
Because after the drill and dump, it started like showing up like the damage. And like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But it's all good though. I'll be back stronger.
Nice.
I don't like giving up. I love striding, and but also listening to motivational videos. That helps a lot. Sometimes like work gets stressed out, because I work at a restaurant. That gets very stressful. But just being positive, because no one wants to be around someone that's negative all the time, and I just like helping people out, My personal experience, that might help someone else's.
How did you get the nickname Terror?
Honestly, I picked that out myself. I just feel like I actually learned it through tournaments. I like tearing people up. Like I like exploding in like certain positions, and I was like, Meral Jobes Terror. That sounds like a good name, And also like the devil emoji was like perfect, Meral Jobes Terror. I don't know. I learned it mostly during tournaments, and it was pretty catchy too. I'm very like muscular and strong, and not trying to be scary because I have a very good heart. I just thought it was a cool name, and it goes with with my personality. That was perfect.
That's awesome.
But
can we do some rapid fire questions here real quick for you?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so I've seen some pictures of a dog. What's your dog's name?
Axel.
Axel. Oh, very cool.
He's actually with me right now.
Awesome.
Put his name down.
Okay. Do you have a favorite type of music or band that you listen to?
I like Imagine Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great band. For sure.
I love them.
What about favorite fighter? Do you have a favorite fighter that you like to follow?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, really? Okay, Conor fan. Okay.
Love him.
Do you think he'll be back?
Honestly, I knew he was going to be back anyways. He has a lot of drama when he drinks, but I know he's not going to retire. He has to have a huge meeting before he retires because he's all about money. But
Rose Namajunas or Jessica Andrade, when they fight, who do you have?
Jessica.
Okay, that'll be a tough fight for sure.
Yeah.
Are you an early riser or are you a night owl?
I'm an early riser.
Well, I also wanted to give you an opportunity, Meryl, to give a shout out to coaches, teammates, sponsors, anybody like that as well.
Battle Fight Gear. Actually, I'm wearing his shirt. He's actually been sponsoring me with clothing, and he's going to be making my T-shirts. So, and Meral Jobes Terror. So he's awesome.
Well, thank you again, Meryl, for taking time in your morning, for jumping on the show. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching the show. Please subscribe to our channel. Would really appreciate that. If you could please give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Please check back. We're always bringing on awesome people for the Top Rated MMA Show and entrepreneurs, world changers, and success-minded people for the Bearded Biz Show. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day.